term quantitative easing? That sounds terrible, doesn't it? It's a monetary policy that's used by central banks, including the Federal Reserve, to stimulate the economy during times of recession. That's all it is. But let's go ahead and dive deeper into how the Federal Reserve uses quantitative easing involving mortgage-backed securities to influence the economy and what it has to do with you. So let's just define real quick what mortgage-backed securities are, okay? These are a bundle of mortgages that have been pooled together and sold to investors. And these investors receive payments based on the interest and principal payments from the underlying mortgages, okay? So during the 2008 financial crisis, many of these mortgage-backed securities lost value, causing a significant decline in the overall economy. So to counteract that, the Federal Reserve started buying these securities from banks and other financial institutions in a process called quantitative easing. The process of quantitative easing, or QE, involves the Federal Reserve creating new money and using it to purchase assets, such as these mortgage-backed securities. And by doing this, the Federal Reserve increases the amount of money in circulation, which in turn stimulates the economy. Through purchasing these mortgage-backed securities, the Federal Reserve aims to drive down long-term interest rates, making it easier for people to borrow money and invest in their homes. Sounds great, right? When people invest in their homes, it creates a ripple effect in the economy as home improvement stores, contractors, and other industries that are linked to that see an increase in business. So by purchasing these securities, the Federal Reserve hopes to stabilize the financial markets and prevent a further decline in the economy. The Fed has continued to use these QEs as a monetary policy tool in response to the economic effects of course, COVID-19 pandemic. In 2020, the Fed launched a new round of QE known as Not QE, in which it pledged to buy a whole wide range of assets, including treasury bonds and, of course, mortgage-backed securities. And this was to help support the economy and financial markets during this pandemic. We weren't really sure what was going to happen. The scale of the Fed's asset purchases has been substantial, to say the least. The central bank's balance sheet reached a record high of over $7 trillion in 2020 alone. Since the beginning of 2021, the Fed has been gradually reducing the pace of its asset purchases and has signaled that it plans to keep interest rates stable for an extended period of time, even as the economy continues to recover, which we're kind of seeing that. So what are the downsides to using this tool? Well, the biggest danger is inflation. When a central bank prints money and uses it this way, the supply of dollars increases. This can lead to a decrease in the buying power of that money. That is already out in circulation. That inflation did not happen in the 3 rounds of buying that the Fed did in 2009 to 2015, but aren't we seeing it today? How much are bread, milk, and especially eggs this week? Another downside is the possibility of a real estate bubble. When they're buying mortgage-backed securities and keeping the interest rates low, this could happen. What would you see happening in your neighborhood, for example, if interest rates went rapidly back down to 3%? Well, there would be a buying frenzy. Investors especially would be buying on a mortgage instead of paying cash. There would be refis like crazy again, and of course, a lot of renters would turn into buyers immediately. Builders would be building triple what the area actually needs right now. But then what happens? Well, the bubble bursts. And then we're flooded with way too many houses and not enough demand. And we watch as one domino falls after another. We see layoffs, foreclosures, short sales. It's just a big old mess, basically. We've seen it happen before. And while quantitative easing involving mortgage-backed securities is just one tool the Federal Reserve uses to help stabilize the economy, that's possibly creating a new crisis. By creating money, new money, and buying assets such as mortgage-backed securities, the Fed aims to stimulate the economy and prevent a further decline. But it's important to note that this tool is not without its risks, and its effectiveness is actually debated among a lot of economists worldwide. We're going to take a real quick break. I'm going to have you go ahead and hash this over in your minds. And when we come back, we're going to talk about what is happening in Marion County real estate market this week and some fun things that you can do this weekend. We'll be right back. Is it a bubble or is it a boom? I don't know. You decide. A real estate bubble is when home prices rise rapidly, but without a corresponding increase in demand or economic fundamentals. If this bubble bursts, it can lead to a significant decline in the value of your home and a host of other negative economic consequences. So, how can you tell if a real estate bubble is bursting? First, keep an eye on home prices. In a bubble, home prices can rise rapidly and reach unsustainable levels. When the bubble bursts, prices can drop just as quickly. If you start seeing home prices falling rapidly and consistently, it could be a sign that the bubble is bursting. We have definitely seen that around here, but was that because we couldn't sustain the demand and now there isn't demand because it wasn't real? Or was it really because the interest rates more than doubled to temper the very real demand for homes that was just unrealistic? We just could not get them fast enough. The next thing I want you guys to think about is the next way is to tell if we are really in a real estate bubble that's bursting is by looking at the inventory of homes for sale. As prices fall, the number of homes for sale can begin to rise, and that's going to be a really big indicator because it's a result of increased supply as builders respond to previous high demand with new construction, or it can be a result of falling demand as buyers become priced out of the market. Currently, in the nearly 1,700 square miles here in Marion County, we have about 2,598 homes actively for sale. For me, I think that's a healthy number. 244 new listings hit the market this week, but 285 went pending, and another 147 were closed. So another key indicator that we're going to keep an eye on are your defaults and your foreclosures. When home prices fall and borrowers are unable to sell or refinance their homes, it can lead to an increase in mortgage defaults and foreclosures, and this can lead to a further decline in home prices as distressed properties flood in the market. So that got me thinking. I went ahead and did a search on our MLS and set the parameters for all available short sales, government-owned properties, bank-owned properties, and auction properties. There were 12. Out of 2,598 homes currently as of today on the market, 12 are what fall into the distressed properties category. Not exactly flooding the market. So the next thing that we want to pay attention to are credit conditions, not credit cards. Credit conditions. So as defaults and foreclosures rise, lenders are going to become more cautious and tighten their lending standards. This can reduce demand for homes and exacerbate the decline in prices. I have not seen this to be the case yet, personally. In fact, I've actually not seen any kind of change like that yet. Finally, we're going to look at the broader economic indicators. Real estate bubbles can be a symptom of a broader or national economic imbalance. And when that bubble bursts, it can have a significant negative impact on the national economy. A downturn in a national economy is like the rising unemployment or a stock market crash. All of that can contribute to a decline in the real estate market. If you don't have a job, you can't buy a house, right? Now, we do know that some of the larger employers have done some significant layoffs this month. So this is definitely something we want to keep an eye on. This is actually one of the things that I'm actually the most concerned of. Is more of a national, not so much here in Ocala. If you have any questions in regard to that, please feel free to reach out. If you have comments, definitely those are appreciated. You can go ahead and reach us at GER.ExpectMore@gmail.com, or you can give us a call at 352-817-9160. But right now, we're going to be talking about what is going on here locally and exactly what's going on with our real estate market. So currently, this is for Marion County, Florida, in the last 7 days, and this is residential only. We have 244 new listings that have hit the market, which brings our grand total of currently active listings sitting on the real estate market waiting to be sold, 2,598. That's a nice healthy number. That means that we have plenty of stuff out there to show to people, but we also have some homes that maybe could be reduced and sold a little bit quicker. So just nice healthy kind of inventory going on right now. As far as price increases, we had 22. Price decreases, 285. That number seems to be slowing down considerably. We were well into the 300s, but we're seeing less and less each week. So that's meaning that the prices that are going for the homes, the list prices, are actually a little bit more closer to what they're actually getting sold for. Back on the market, we had 60. That's quite a bit. Sold, we had 147. That's a little bit low. Pending, we had 285. So quite a few people went out shopping this week for homes here in Marion County. Last month, maybe not quite so many, so we had 147 that were actually sold, since it takes normally right around 30 days on average to get a house closed. Canceled, we had 46. Again, another high number that we're seeing in that category. Expired listings, 22. And temporarily off the market, 9. Withdrawn, we had 5. So kind of interesting, the fluctuations that we're seeing this week in the real estate market here in Marion County. Another interesting thing that you should note is that February, so far this month, February, we're halfway through the month, the list price for homes right now is $255,000. That's the median list price for these homes. The sold price is at $225,000. So we're still seeing a lot of homes that are hitting the market for $255,000, but they're getting sold for $225,000. And of course, that is a median price. That is not every single house out there is going to be the same, obviously, but that's the median. That's what we're seeing across the board here in Marion County. If you look at the national average interest rate, it is ticking back up. It was close to 6% not too long ago, but now we are going right up towards that 7% marker for a 30-year fixed. It's at 6.78 right now. So of course, I'm still highly recommending that you check into getting a 15-year fixed rate mortgage. If it's at all possible, you do have to qualify for that. But the 15-year fixed rate is 5.94. So you would save quite a bit of money if you did opt to go that 15-year route, not to mention 15 years of mortgage payments you would not have to make. So it is something to consider. The money and the time frame are both well worth it, I think. So if it's something that's feasible for you, definitely something you should check into. Just because Tom, Dick, and Harry are all getting a 30-year fixed rate mortgage does not mean that it is what is going to work for you. Mortgages are great in that you can basically figure out what's best for you in your situation and kind of go from there. So, and there are a lot of options these days. So definitely check with your local lender and see if that's something that you could possibly look into, is that 15-year fixed rate mortgage. All right, we are going to take one more quick short break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about all the fun stuff that you can do coming up here in Marion County. Be right back. Oh my goodness, there's just so much going on. It's so exciting. Next Saturday over at our office, we have the Homebuyers Workshop from 12 to 2 p.m. Our office is located at 3201 Southwest 34th Avenue, Suite 102 in Ocala, Florida. That's over at Paddock Park. It's kind of right behind Ollie's Bargain Center. The back of their building it kind of butts up to the back of our building. So if you are looking for that, it's pretty easy to find right there. But that is going to be from 12 to 2. It's completely free. It is a judgment-free area as well. So there is absolutely no, if you come in here and you're like, hey, I'm on day 3 of a bankruptcy, again, no judgment, okay? There is absolutely no judgment, but there is snacks. So stop on out and we'll make sure that you have a great time and find out some really great information about what are the actual steps to purchasing a home here in Marion County, Florida. and also if you qualify, and if not, what you need to do in order to qualify to purchase a home. So maybe you're not ready now, maybe you'll be ready 5 years from now or 10 years from now, but it's just really great information to have, and especially what steps you need to take next personally in order to get to that final goal of purchasing your own home, which can change your family for generations. So definitely something to check out. Again, that is next Saturday, so it's February 25th. It's our home buyers workshop. We do one once a month, but the dates definitely change around depending on what other stuff we have going on at our office, which is always crazy. Today though, speaking of today, we have of course the downtown market until 2 p.m. It's a wonderful place to spend the day, especially today. It's supposed to be a little bit chilly, but I think it's going to be fantastic weather. It's supposed to be sunny all day, so get out there and check out Ocala. Tomorrow we do have the Oddities Market in downtown. So the downtown market, we've got the Oddities Market, and that's from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. So that's Sunday, the 19th of February. We're going to have that Oddities Market, and it's basically everything that wouldn't really fit in another category. It's just a bit of an odd thing, stuff that's different. Where do you go to purchase things that are just a little bit different? That's where you go. Ocala Downtown Market tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. This coming up Friday, February 24th at 7 p.m., we have the After Dark in the Park series at Webb Field. That is totally free and totally fun, so stop on out and check that out. That's again at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And go ahead and get your spot. Take a little blanket with you or maybe some chairs or something so you're comfortable, and check out the movie in the park. Marion County invites you and your family to come on out to the free inaugural Rescues and Rescuers calendar signing and picture event. This event will be highlighted by the Rescues and Rescuers 2023 calendar that is on sale now. So stop on out to Marion County Animal Services, which is right out by Silver Spring Shores, just off of Baseline. And you actually are going to get to meet the first responders and pups that are highlighted in that calendar. You can get signatures and photos with everyone involved. Free adoptions with purchase of a calendar will take place, and they're going to have some inflatables for the kids to play in. Snow cones will be available for purchase at this free event, and there's also going to be music, games, and door prizes. So we're hoping that you can come on out and support Marion County Fire Rescue and Animal Services. Your support helps them to continue their wonderful service to Marion County and the citizens who live here. So stop on out for that. If you are interested at all in getting a hold of us, again, you can go ahead and do that by email. GER.ExpectMore@gmail.com is the email address to get in touch with us. Or you can go ahead and give us a call Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are here. And our phone number is 352-817-9160. Thank you so much for joining us today. I greatly appreciate you listening, and we'll see you next week.
Shake it up, stop when the clock hits 13. Sing 1, 2, 3, 4. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.